Jai Hind everyone, Jai Hind ma'am.
Jai Hind.
Today we are here with a very special guest. A guest which I myself wasn't expecting to come here, and I had spoken to ma'am off camera, and I really felt like there should be a podcast taken with ma'am because she has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. Ma'am, could we start off with an introduction about yourself?
Yes, so I am Captain Rakhi Chauhan. I am a retired EME officer holding a Limca Book of World Records in my name. In the year 2000, a history was created where I, along with my two younger sisters, we all three got commissioned from the Officers Training Academy, Chennai, and making a record of three sisters getting commissioned together. Have an elder brother who's again in army, so is in army. So it runs in the family. And due to the family circumstances, I took release after 5 years, took a break for the family, and thereafter I started working towards the future of the nation. So I chose the education sector, having worked in various institutions all across the country. Later, when I came to Secunderabad, I happened to get an opportunity to work with the Nationalized Bank. So while in Secunderabad, for having served with Bank of Baroda for 7 years, I came across a unique college called Armed Forces Preparatory Degree College for Women. And the director was from the first course of women officers. So they are like our torch bearers. So I was very happy to hear about it. And without even knowing her, meeting her, one day I just sat in my car and I directly headed to Bongir to just have a look and meet ma'am. So when I went inside the college, the moment I stepped, the vibration was different. You know, I saw these young girls. I was reminded of our academy days wherein all the girls are, smartly dressed. And the moment they saw ma'am, I could hear them, at the top of their voice, Jai Hind ma'am. It was such an impressive thing. And meeting ma'am was like Major Usha, was like a dream come true. It's like, a lady officer from the first course who started this journey. So it was a very moving, emotional moment for me. And I told ma'am, I said, ma'am, this is what I really want to do in life. This is something which is like a dream come true. So ma'am said, okay. So if at all you get an opportunity, I said, yes ma'am, definitely I would like to. And I think Saraswati bathi thi meri zuban pe. And after 7-8 months, she called me up and she said, Rakhi, I am moving to some other project. So there is a vacancy. I took no time and I put up my resignation, though it was my second government job. But then I never ever gave a second thought to it, and immediately I put up my resignation, served my notice period, and joined the Telangana Social Welfare Armed Forces Preparatory Degree College for Women. The reason for me for joining this college was that this is a specialized college which is for the marginalized section of the society. So I felt that this is one place wherein I can give my 100%, wherein I can, groom them from a grassroots level, because these are the children who are actually having fire in their belly. When we see our children, everything is served on the platter. We keep pushing them, do this, do that. We give them everything. Here I saw the girls, they are from, not even basics were met when they were in their home, but they were all so exuberant, full of life, zeal, which was a very moving moment for me. And then I took a call. If I could make one girl an officer in this college, it will be something that I could give back to the society, because by the grace of God, my both children, my younger one is in NDA and my elder son is in NIT Warangal. So I said, God has blessed me, so why not I give back to the society?
Ma'am, what was your initial inspiration to join the armed forces?
The first course of lady officers. When my brother got commissioned from the Indian Military Academy in 1995, we were young girls. I was in degree first year, followed by my two sisters. We have an age difference of 1 year. That is where we were the lady officers from the first course. And we didn't know what is happening in the passing out parade. Our eyes were just moving wherever those officers were moving. And we never knew till then that ladies are there, because that is the time we didn't have so much of social media and all those things. So the exposure was very limited. But then seeing those officers in uniform was like, as Kavya has also said, if you see somebody in uniform, it gives you a lot of inspiration.
Ma'am, you said that you had served for a period of 5 years, and then you had come out to apply as jobs for civil. So how did you cope up with the difference that was there?
See, I'm a go-getter kind of a person. I, believe in giving my 100% wherever I work. And I think today or in the past also, a person who gives his heart and soul to any person, he's respected everywhere. So wherever I worked, I gave my 100%, and I was always, in the good books. I always was liked by all my seniors, colleagues, peers, everybody.
Ma'am, you mentioned that you are currently working in the educational sector, right? So what I think is like currently the awareness that is there for students, our first to 10th level, let's say, or above that. So awareness to join the defense forces is really less in our textbooks, if we mention. So do you think that is like kind of a reason why there is comparatively low input? Like let's say IIT में बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं. So is that kind of a reason कि NDA को कम applications आते हैं as?
See, this is where people like us pitch in. This is where NCC pitches in. That you have to, because what I would like to say, a small child or a young kid is like a soft piece of mud, which can be molded in any form that you want. So we as teachers, or we as educators, or NCC as an organization, at a very grassroots level, you have to, inspire, fill in that exuberance, give them an exposure that this is what also is life. And I'm a firm believer that we have countries wherein it is compulsory for you to serve for minimum 5 years. This should happen in our country also, because we all talk English when it comes to patriotism, anything happening. That is the time when the country is moved. We take out those candle marches and all those things. We don't require that, because where the shoe hurts more, only when you wear it, you'll come to know. So that is what I feel. Till the time you serve your country, you will not realize that what is a real patriot. What does it mean to be a real patriot? And I don't say patriot. You owe so much to this country, to the nation as a whole.
And you mentioned about the Limca Book World Record.
Yeah.
So how did that come around?
See, when we got recommended, we all three sisters, we went to different SSB boards. And that time I belonged to Lucknow, which is the central command. And when our results were compiled, so when the merit list was made, so we all three made in the merit list, and we have our, your address. So the officer in Delhi who was compiling it, he came to know that these Rakhi Chauhan, Roli Chauhan, Ruchi Chauhan, father's name same, address same. So they connected our district, and then they connected the nearest PRO there, which was in Lucknow Central Command. And then there was, we got a call from PRO that we want to meet you. So that is how it transpired, from Army headquarters to Central Command. And when our results were compiled, I think that is how they came to know, and that is how then our interviews and all those things were conducted.
So ma'am, before it, was this record given to you before you had gone into the academy?
No, it was, the record was 2nd September 2000 when we got commissioned. That's thereafter we got the Limca Book of World Records. Otherwise, it was like on all the national newspapers, it was on all the national news channels. And once we completed our training, because you have to get commissioned, and training is not that easy. So we may also get relegated, either of us. So once all of us got commissioned, thereafter this record.
So, did the cadets or the officers training you in the academy know about this record?
Yes, they knew. No, they did not know about the record, but they knew that we all three are sisters. So they all knew that they are sisters, so they are on their way to make history. Yeah.
So, ma'am, you mentioned that you were second officers batch that was...
No, I'm from the 16th batch.
16th, right?
Yeah.
So, you have observed to the 16th and now currently the OTA branches that are there for lady officers.
Yeah.
So what kind of a difference do you notice, ma'am, since from back then to today's date?
See, it's a long journey because it was an experiment that was taken up by the, the defense forces. The lady officers initially were inducted to fill in that gap of the shortage of officers. So they were basically taken for the administrative roles. Over a period of time, it has graduated, and now lady officers are being inducted in the fighting arms also. Like we have them in the artillery, we have them in the air defense, and all those things. And I believe when the training is same and all the standards are same, so why not? Why this disparity? So, and the officers are doing very well for themselves. Now there are so many of them who are like commanding units, commanding regiments. So it automatically speaks the way that the journey that has started in 1993, and now it is 2025.
Ma'am, you are an teacher in the college, right?
I'm the director. I was the director.
Sorry,
I was the director, yeah.
director of the college.
Yeah.
So you have noticed, so the batches that come, the aspirants, you have noticed there are cadets who are from NCC and like cadets who are non-NCC right now. So what kind of a difference do you observe in them?
Yes, naturally. The cadets who are in NCC, their overall bearing,
Yes,
their conduct, their drill,
yes,
their reaction is much, much better than a normal girl. Because the day one from NCC, when you go, the D of the discipline is taught to you.
yes,
Okay. And any army organization, army as an organization, the foundation stone is discipline.
yes.
So that was one thing which was strikingly different between the two kind of people.
Ma'am, what would be your word of advice for the aspiring female cadets or the aspiring girls who want to go into the defense sector?
I would like to say one thing, that you actually don't quit when you lose. You actually lose when you quit. So you should not give up, because it's not a very easy thing. You should be dedicated. You should have that dream. And that is one dream that you have to work towards it. You'll have to look for wings for your dreams. Till the time you work towards it with full determination, full dedication, nothing is going to materialize. But yes, if you've thought of it, nothing is impossible. It is I am possible. That is what I take. Impossible is a very, very vague word. You should always read it as I am possible. So it is possible for each and everyone who actually wants to work towards it.
That's an amazing piece of advice. Ma'am, anything else you would like to add?
What I would like to say, like the girls or the boys from NCC, you are already, groomed as cadets. Now the transformation journey from cadet to officer has to take. So please work towards it. At least give your youth and some important time of your life for serving the nation. Forge is a wonderful organization, and Indian Defence Forces are class apart. So you should have that passion, and that passion should be seen the day you adorn the uniform.
So it's a life meant to be lived.
Yes, it's a life meant to be lived.
Ma'am, one more question. So you had worked, you said that you had worked in the Bank of Baroda after you were serving. So what kind of difference did you find in yourself after your service years and the normal workers, civil workers who are there? So because I feel like, as you stated ma'am, NCC cadets का एक particular turnout dress up रहता है कि they are working better, efficiently, more efficient. So was that the case in the current civil and the defense retired forces?
See, the commitment and the sense of responsibility that army teaches you,
Yes.
that carries a long way. And that was one thing which was strikingly very different. My bosses always used to say, give us a task and forget it. That is what I learned from army. That giving your 100%, wherever you work, giving your 100%. Because for me, the self-respect is the most important thing, wherever I work.
It has been great talking to you. Ma'am.
Thank you so
very
much.
for your insightful knowledge. That is it, guys, for today's episode of You Are Limitless. You Are Limitless. For more insightful episodes, stay tuned. Jai Hind.